Hey folks, Leave here once again. Hope you enjoyed my review slash rant on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. That review's up on my channel right now. If you want to check it out, you want to know my thoughts and opinion on that movie. And also, guys, remember, Levi McNally, Levi McNally 983 with the mask profile picture. Stay on this YouTube channel. You can watch videos from my other channel with the Batman profile picture on it, but do not subscribe to that channel. If you're subscribed to this channel, you're watching this video like right now or any of my videos, on this channel, stay sub to this channel. Okay, one with the mask profile picture. I just keep on saying that to remind you. Yeah, because if you're watching those other videos, you can from the one that has the Batman mask, the Phantasm profile picture on it. You can watch that, but don't subscribe. You can watch those videos, just don't subscribe. Stay sub to this one. Those are just if you don't watch any other videos I do or reviews I've done. Anyway, my phone's a little messed up here. Need to get it fixed. Anyway, well, guys, what I've been doing is a superhero marathon on my YouTube channel. And I've been doing what I call the 2010s era of superhero reviews. These are superhero movies that came out in the 2010 decades, 2010 to 2019, and I'm on the year 2016. I've only got, what, three more movies to go? Well, after this will be just two movies. But this movie came out in August. Batman the Killing Joke came out before this. That part was released on, but I say it was July 25th when that came out. I did put that review for the channel of Batman the Killing Joke if you want my thoughts on that movie. That's based on the comic book the Killing Joke, about the Joker's origin and story and kidnapping Commissioner Gordon and how Barbara Gordon, in that comic got shot by the Joker. If you want to know my thoughts on that review, just go watch that review. It's on my superhero reviews. It's on my Batman reviews marathon that I just added here on my plate on my channel, like almost a week ago, I think. And it's on my DC reviews as well. So this is also a DC movie. Uh, that is directed by written and directed by David Ayer, and starring Will Smith, Jared Leto, Margot Robbie, Joel Kinnaman, Viola Davis, Jai Courtney, Scott Eastwood. And this is the third installment in the DC Extended Universe, the DCU, as you want to call it. First being Man of Steel, second being Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and the third one being this film that is Suicide Squad. Yeah, which to be honest, I did not care for this movie. This is going to be rant. Matter of fact, I hated this film. Well, one of the reasons why PG-13. From what I read about the characters of the same name, the supervillain, anti-hero of the same name, is that these characters, they're villains, right? So you need to have it rated R. I'm like, I don't know why they made PG-13. Now they do add some music in here. I felt like they were just trying to be like Guardians of the Galaxy, but with more like villains. And you felt completely David Ayer. Why? Because number one, James Gunn, I like his The Suicide Squad movie. I don't like John Cena in that movie or Joe Kinnaman, but I liked other parts of that movie, or Margot Robbie. But I did enjoy The Suicide Squad, the sequel that came out in 2021 to this. I don't think it was rated R, but you do need to have a Suicide Squad movie that's rated R. Batman Assault on Arkham, that's more of a Suicide Squad movie. I like that more than this. Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, that's rated R, I believe, and that was a better movie than this. Yeah. In my opinion, the reason they make it PG-13 because they think audiences to go see it more or make more money. Like Deadpool came out the same year. Deadpool made money. Deadpool was rated R. That made money, and that had the sequel that was rated R. And I'm sure Deadpool and Wolverine, of course, is rated R. You do not PG-13 villains. It doesn't work. Didn't work with the Venom movies. Venom might have had sequels, but that's because they made money. You know, probably that's why, for unknown reasons. But thankfully, Morbius won't get a sequel. You know, my foot, my legs are. Yeah, Morbius, Raven the Hunter, Madam Web. I know Madam Web was a villain, but still, Raven the Hunter that came out last year, I think that flopped. Yeah, because you don't make villains PG-13. It's not just about R rating; it's about story. In this film, the story just sucked. It really does try to feel like it's trying to be Guardians of the Galaxy, just in my opinion. Like I said, DC is just trying to rush. They're trying to catch up with Marvel. They show you at Captain America Civil War. Civil War was a lot better than this. Civil War is PG-13, but that made money. That's Marvel. It's okay to be PG-13. Well, the reason is because that film had a good story, and I cared about the characters. Yeah, it's an ensemble cast, but I care about the characters. I liked Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch. I liked her. I like Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. They're badass characters. Margot Robbie is not. Margot Robbie's overrated. She's just here for sex appeal. I mean, fan service, and that's it. Sorry, that's just what I think. Anyway, getting to the production of this movie. The film was announced in 2009 with Dan Lane as producer, Stephen Kodosh as co-producer, Justin Marks as the screenwriter. David Ayer signed on to direct and write the film in 2014, September 2014. He later described the film as a dirty dozen with supervillains. While Ayer's first script originally included Steppenwolf as a force beyond Enchantress, this had to change, and Ayer had 6 weeks to rewrite the screenplay. Given the release date was already set, the last was misinterrupted as Ayer having written the entire screenplay in 6 weeks. From what I heard, there were reshoots for the movie as well. For the casting, they intentionally offered Ryan Gosling, Tom Hardy, Mark Robbie, and Will Smith roles in the film. They revealed that Jared Leto was talks for the role of Joker, for which Gosling was really sought. I do remember the picture of, you know, Jared Leto doing this, and the scars, stuff, and having his grilled teeth. I'll get to that later. The main cast was announced by Warner Brothers in December 2014, with Smith, Hardy, Leto, Robbie, Jai Courtney, along with their respective roles as Deadshot, Red Flag, Joker, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, and Enchantress in play. Emma Roberts was considered for the role of Harley Quinn before Robbie was cast. The studio was also considered Viola Davis, or Oprah Winfrey for the role of Amanda Waller. Viola Davis got the role. Following the announcement of the cast, comic writer John Armstrong, co-creator of the modern of the Suicide Squad, one of the comics. I have no problem with the casting, but I'm really impressed by with all the casting that they're getting some very good actors to play these parts. January 2015, Davis expressed interest in playing Amanda Waller during an interview, saying I'm fascinated by Waller. Meanwhile, Tom Hardy had to drop out as Rick Flag, so they got Joe. Can I get a what kind of man? The guy from RoboCop that I reviewed. Yeah, and Tom Hardy would go on to be in Marvel, being played Eddie Brock in Venom in 2018. A couple years later after this, 2 years later, I think after this, when that came out after this, Jake Gyllenhaal worked with Ayer on End of Watch. He was given an offer to replace Hardy as Flag, but he declined. But Jake Gyllenhaal did play Quentin Peck, aka Mysterio, in Spider-Man: Far From Home in 2019. And I believe Gyllenhaal was also considered for the role of Spider-Man in 2002. I think before Tobey Maguire was cast, but they were considering him, I believe. Could be wrong though. The studio looked at Joe Kinnaman. Jay Hernandez joined the cast was also confirmed to play Flag. It was revealed that Davis had been cast as Amanda Waller. Boxer Raymond was reported to have an unscripted role in the film. Studies were done that he had been cast filming filming of a chase sequence between Batman, Joker, and Harley Quinn, with Joker's ripped up, cool Corvette ready car. Filming began on April 13, 2015 in Toronto, and April 26, 27. The filming took place at High Stakes Steakhouse. A snowstorm scene was filmed on April 29th and in Chinling. On May 5th, a few major scenes were filmed in downtown Toronto. Principal photography wrapped in August 2015. Additional filming took place in Chicago. The visual effects were provided by Moving Picture Company, Sony Pictures, and Measureworks. The film had a trouble post-production. Editor John Corey left the project in 2016, leading Charles Roven recommending Lee Smith to Ayer to take a different approach, but not totally change the tone of the movie with his work. Smith created Ayer's final picture, look director's cut, based on Gilroy's assembling, and remains credited as an editor. In the final film, this cut ran 143 minutes, containing no additional music outside of Stephen Priss. Four, additional editor Kevin Hickman confirmed the tone and pacing the Black Hawk Down. Warner executives worked on a different cut than Ayer's. The decision from the company that had made the film's teaser tested against a similar version Ayer presented. Roven noted that the second cut was not Smith's cut, but by his unknown editor. Ayer later confirmed that this version was a modified version of the studio's cut. But both versions tested nearly identical, the studio decided to do reshoots. See, like I said, they did do some research to replace between two versions. Reshoots written by Jeff Jones in 2016 following Warner's desire to compromise the tested shoots, cuts. It was also confirmed that Zack Snyder filmed a scene where the Flash while shooting Justice League in London. Yeah. Oh, Ezra Miller has a cameo here, by the way. Zack Snyder does Zack Snyder and his wife, I believe, Deborah Snyder. They are executive producers on this movie. The reshoots included almost entirely different third act from the original. Versions of scenes featuring Harley and Joker to make the relationship less abusive and more appealing to teenage audiences. I knew it. They're just trying to appeal to the younger people. That's why they make it PG-13. They don't have the balls just to make it R-rated. Yeah, well, at least it's, maybe I have to look up David Aver's filmography. But anyway, Steve Price, who worked with her on Fury, composed the score. Fury, let's see. For Brad Pitt, I wouldn't mind to see that movie. That looks like a pretty good film. I wonder if that's rated R. I have it somewhere in my cabinet here, but I haven't watched it yet. Yeah, the movie does have some 80s and 70s music in it. Queen's Bon Rosberry. But if I want to listen to that, I'll just watch Wayne's World. The beginning of the car with Wayne and Garth, where their friends are partying to the song. That is a very cool scene. That's an awesome scene compared to any scene in this movie. That movie has a better soundtrack than this. This movie does have a nice soundtrack, but you're just trying to be Guardians of the Galaxy, PG-13, and it doesn't work. Yeah, not with villains. Now, I'm not saying the Guardians were good guys when they started out, but they are heroes basically, become heroes. Yeah. For the cast, though, you have Will Smith as fully enlightened Deadshot. He's an expert marksman and assassin, a mercenary by day and concerned father by night. Deadshot is a conflicted criminal who enjoys the hunt but still tries to do right by his young daughter. Smith was offered to appear in Suicide Squad and Independence Day Resurgence, but he chose that instead. I haven't seen Independence Day Resurgence. Well, Will Smith, I like Will Smith. I know he did the slap, Chris Rock, which, I think he was a jerk for that. But despite that, I do like films like I love the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air TV show. Love that show. Independence Day, Men in Black, 1 and 2, 3. I enjoy those movies. Enemy of the State. Yeah. I, Robot. That's probably my favorite movie he's done, is I, Robot. And Jared Leto's the Joker. I say about Crime Boss and the Nemesis of Batman. Yeah, and again, I didn't care for his performance. I'll tell you why. But Jared Leto, we're talking super. He played Michael Morbius in the film Morbius from 2022, I believe. Let's see. I hate to look it up real quick. But he was an American Psycho. He's right. Let's see. Let's see. Was he an American Psycho? Yes, he was with Christian Bale. Bale, who of course would play Batman in 2005. You know, Paul Allen. Remember? He's like, "Hey, Paul, try getting your reservation at Dorset now. You stupid fucking bastard. You stupid fucking bastard." That movie is a lot better than this, by the way. And that's rated R. You know, film like American Psycho, you can't make PG-13. You just can't. Says he was in Phone Booth. I don't remember him in that movie, but he's in the deleted scene. But he was good in that movie, yeah. And he was Joker again in Zack Snyder's Justice League, his director's cut from Josh Whedon's version. Yeah, yeah. And like I said, Morbius. He was good as Michael Morbius. I could see him as a vampire. I can see why he was casted as Michael Morbius. It's just it wasn't him. It was the writing. And I do think Little can pull a good performance. It's not him. It's just the writing I had a problem with. And a lot of behind the scenes or reshoots and them trying to appeal to younger people. And I'm like, you can't do that with a villain movie. Yeah. Apparently they didn't see Joker. I mean, they didn't see not Joker. I'm sorry. Joker didn't come out to 2019, Levi. A couple years later after this. Deadpool. Apparently they never seen Blade, Blade 2, Deadpool, any of the Punisher movies. Yeah. Yeah. Margaret Robbie as Dr. Harley Quinn, and she's a former psychiatrist at Arkham Asylum. She is seduced by the Joker into becoming his crazy partner in crime. Margot Robbie, again, I'm not a fan of Margot Robbie. I'm sorry. Yeah. Never liked this actress at all. She was in Legend of Tarzan. I just not a fan. I think she's overrated, but that's just me. Sorry, dude. Sorry, dudes, but I've seen better looking women. I would take Scarlett Johansson. I would take Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. I would rather watch Captain Marvel. I'll watch the Marvels over this. Yes. And Joe, can I get what Kind of Man is Rick Flag? The only movie I think he's decent in was Run All Night. He sucked as RoboCop Murphy in RoboCop. I'm sorry, he was awful in that film. Mm. I wasn't too big on Silent Night, but that's just me. But after watching this, I think I want to give that movie a chance. because I felt like I should give that movie a second chance. I want to. And Viola Davis, Amanda Waller, Kevin Fisher gives out the squad's orders. Viola Davis, very good actress in my opinion. I think she was in Medea Goes to Jail. Let's see. It's a lot of acting to go through, but I know she's been in quite a bit of movies, and she's a good actress. Mm-hmm. And Jack Courtney as Digger Harkness, Captain Boomerang. Jack Courtney, let's see. I liked him in Die Hard 5. Yeah, yeah. I know people didn't like that movie too much. I liked him in Jack Reacher and Die Hard, A Good Day to Die Hard. Thought he was good in those. Unbroken, I thought he was good in that. I haven't seen Terminator Genesis, but I know he plays Kyle Reese. I'm like, sorry, dude, no. Michael Biehn's a better actor than you. Karen Famaka as Tasha. Katana, she's a volunteer heroic member of the task force X who acts as Rick Flash bodyguard. She's a widowed expert martial arts artist swordsman. She mourns her husband's death and willfully soul take her sword. When she kills somebody's swords with it, she traps the souls of her victims. Yeah. Yeah. She's the character, if you can see right there, with a white mask on. Yeah. Like, she was good. Jay Horrendous as Jado Sata. Oh, Diablo. Diablo. He's a former Los Angeles gang member who has medium powers that allow him to summon flames and transform himself to a monstrous fire entity. Yeah. I thought he did pretty good, to be honest. He was in movies like Ladder 49, The Rookie. Okay, that was with the and Enjoy. He was in that. Well, he had a cameo in that, but The Rookie, that was with Dennis Quaid. That's a real good movie. Thought he's pretty good in that film, if I remember him in it. Friday Night Lights. Yeah. He voiced Bonnie's dad in Toy Story 4. Ika Balinska as Captain Hunger Briggs. Scott Eastwood as Z.Z. Edwards. Adam Beach as Christopher Woods. Slipknot, a man who can climb anything. Carrie Dibbling as Dr. June Moon, Enchantress. An archaeologist who is possessed by an ancient evil force that transforms into a host of powerful sources when summoned. Oh, she was in the 2015 Pan film. Because remember that movie was so good. Not a fan of the actress, but that's just me. Ben Affleck does make a cameo as Bruce Wayne Batman in the film, and so does Ezra Miller as Barry Allen the Flash. Affleck's appearance is being an uncredited supporting role, and Miller's appearance being just a cameo. And you do see a picture of Jason Momoa as Aquaman, but just a picture. Yeah. And the film is written and directed by David Ayer. Let's see. He wrote the script for The Fast and the Furious, the first movie. One of the writers on that, which I like that movie. Training Day. He wrote the script for that with Denzel Washington. I haven't seen that movie, but I heard. I think I might have heard it was good. End of Watch. I'm definitely interested in seeing that. He directed Sabotage. Yay. With Arnold. Yeah, that was an awful movie, and he wrote that film too. I hated that film, and he produced it. Bright. I'll be honest. I like Bright with Will Smith on Netflix. I like that movie. I want to get that film on DVD. I like that film. And The Beekeeper. I think that's for Jason Statham. Yeah. And it was produced by Charles Robin. It was produced films like Cadillac Man with the late Ron Williams, 12 Monkeys with Bruce Willis, Three Kings, Scooby Doo from 2002, Scooby Doo Monsters Unleashed, Kicking and Screaming. It says he was executive producer on Batman Begins as well. So he's worked with DC and Dark Knight Rises and Man of Steel. What about and the Dark Knight as well, Dark Knight trilogy. And this movie, Wonder Woman, Justice League, Wonder Woman 1984 is outside Justice League, and the Suicide Squad. an open ear uh, Christopher Nolan movie. I can't say the title right of that movie. Richard Suckle, sorry. He's produced movies like Scooby Doo. He also produced Scooby Doo from 2002, live action movie, and Scooby Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, Extreme Movie, American Hustle, The Monster, Wonder Woman. Yeah. Sometimes by Roman Vanash. Yeah. He did cinematography with like in the movie called Piranha 2006, and Watch, Charlie Countryman, Fury, Bright. Thank you for your service. Edited by John Gourley. Gourley. Wait a minute, he edited the film. Not the best editor. I'm sorry. Oh, he co-edited with Jeffrey Wolf on Billy Madison. Oh, says he did. Okay. He was also an editor on Billy Madison. You know that film turned 30 this year, recently in February. Yeah. Miracle, Suspect Zero, Michael Clayton, Duplicity, The Bourne Legacy, which honestly, even the Bourne films don't have that best of action in them. I'm sorry. Yeah. Rogue One, yay. I hated that film too. Yeah, I saw that film in theaters just like I saw this movie. Yeah, I saw this film in theaters, by the way. Forgot to say that. But music is by Stephen Price. Who's on music for The World's End, Attack the Block, Gravity, Baby Driver, American Assassin. Seen that movie one time. Production companies Warner Brother Pictures, Rat Pack Dawn Entertainment, DC Films, LS Entertainment. It was released August 5th, 2016 here in the United States. It's 123 minutes long, about 2 hours and 10 minutes. The budget to make the movie was $175 million. Box office made $742 million worldwide. The film, though, received negative reviews from critics for good reason. But they praised the performances and makeup effects, but harshly criticized the film's editing, pacing, and tone. Ayer even disowns the film, claiming that the studio interference had ruined his vision of the film. Maybe he did want to make a good rated R movie. He just didn't get the chance. You know. But David, you're not the one. You made Sabotage, dude. You know, and that was a film with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and that film sucked. Seen it, yeah. So I think part of you is to blame too. But anyway, yeah. But for the story of the movie, the plot for Suicide Squad is that the story of the movie is that Amanda Waller wants to set up the Suicide Squad. It takes place, I think, 2 years or a year after the death of Superman and Batman v Superman. So they're figuring that they're all expendable. A U.S. intelligence officer decides to assemble a team of dangerous incarnate supervillains for a secret mission. Now armed with government weapons, we can see it here. Deadshot, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang there by Jay Courtney, Killer Croc, and other despicable inmates. That includes Diablo and another, and Katana and Rick Flag, with Amanda Waller setting them up. Both learn to work together. They dubbed Task Force X, the Suicide Squad. The United battle a mysterious and powerful entity known as the Enchantress, along with her brother, who I forget whatever the hell his name is. I don't really care. She wants to take over the world. She wants to destroy the world and rule the world or whatever by building a machine. So she's trapped into this doctor, this archaeologist, and so Enchantress wants to take over the world. So Squad, the Suicide Squad, along with Rick Flag, they all have to team up, become a team, and they have to stop her and defeat her and take her down for good before the Enchantress takes over the world for good, and the Suicide Squad have to defeat her. But in the job of a Joker, well, the Joker, played by Jared Leto here, has an evil agenda of his own, getting Harley Quinn back, getting his girl back, getting his woman back. Yeah. and that's the plot for you. Yeah. Again, if you like the film, that's fine. I'm sure this film has its fans out there. I'm sorry, it takes place 9 months after the death of Superman. I mean, I do think it was too early in the game for a Suicide Squad movie. But like I said, it probably was either David Ayer's direction. Maybe he did want to give us a regular Joker. I mean, Batman. I mean, Suicide Squad movie. But I do feel like you did cast some people, so partly me blames it, and some of the studios as well. I don't think David Ayers. I think James Gunn directed the sequel, and yeah, and of course it was better. The sequel needed to be rated R. You need to have a Suicide Squad that's rated R movie. That's why I did that. This didn't get well, you know, and didn't have a sequel till 2021. It's like a couple years later, and we've heard nothing for another Suicide Squad movie. Anyway, with the story though, you have government agent Amanda Waller. She goes to talk to it's David Harper, who would also go to be in Black Widow, and I guess all these other military men, and some military, talking to them about the squad. That'd be under the command of Colonel Rick Flag. He's a highly skilled, and Flag is a highly skilled soldier. Uh, she talks about the task force. She talks about Deadshot. I liked Will Smith in this film. I thought Will Smith was pretty good for what he had to do. I like that when he's on the phone, he's like, "Oh, your client, the way he's like, you don't get payment." I was like, "I want my payment now," and he pays him, and he uses that cool shot. It is cool to see Deadshot wears a mask, have his costume on, and have his guns on his wrist. That was cool. And then we get to, oh my god, we see the squad in prison. See him working out, and him just using a punch in a puncher bag. He's like, "Why don't you come in here?" He's like, "When I get here," he's like, "Did you just threaten me?" He's like, "Yeah, I did threaten you." They beat him up a bit, and Harley, I didn't. Mark Roberts just just acting. I get it. Harley's nuts, but '90s animated Harley wasn't a slut. She was crazy, and she didn't have a Harley Quinn costume. I didn't like the situation where she's a slutty Harley Quinn who talks like a New York gangster, and she annoyed me. She's like, sleep whoever I want, whoever I be with. They torture her. She labeled Team Task Force. I actually talk about Captain Boomerang. This is when you get the cameo by Ezra Miller, which was fine at the time, but I don't like Ezra Miller as the Flash. You the Flash stopping him from committing a robbery. Uh, Killer Croc's in prison. They feed him. I do like seeing Killer Croc on screen. I do think the makeup was good, but I can't understand whatever the heck he's saying when he talks most of the time. I just think he could look a little better. Yeah. If they want them going, she dubs them Task Force X, because they're expendable, so use them just in case they need it. And, their sentences, 10 years off their sentences. They get implanted with explosive devices in their necks. That means they can blow your head off. So if they try to escape or disobey an order, they can just, boom, push the button, head blows up. Waller also recruits Dr. June Mona. She happens to be in a relationship with Flag, but she was an archaeologist because she played Indiana Jones. She basically jumped in. She gets possessed by this ancient spirit known as the Enchantress, which is like Enchantress. Enchantress like really just touches the guy like, please don't touch me. I'm like, Enchantress is weird. Oh yeah, Enchantress is just this at the time. Dances at the time, yeah. Where you just want to laugh at her most of the time. But the Enchantress, she's got like in a briefcase, she's got like a heart in it where she can touch it and control her. Eventually, Enchantress, like her and Flag are in the bed one night. He's just looking out the window. It's nighttime. It's raining. The Enchantress goes off, and she goes to sorry, Rachel. Sorry. She goes to and still, gets like these papers or whatever. I think tries to steal the heart. It sets up a plan to able to get that briefcase from her. And someone Amanda Waller was crazy because Waller was being stupid here. I'm like, you think you can control the Enchantress? Eventually, the Enchantress does get tired of being, her having her heart to control her. Kind of like Davy Jones, if you have his heart, you can control him. But she's able to eventually get that heart away from her. She's able to actually get this other item and transfer this item that is this other stone in it that's her brother. And she brings her brother into this man. And her brother like attacks these people on the subway. And he sets up like a place for him and his sister. Yeah, the encompass or whatever. So basically, they want the insurance to deactivate the bomb, and insurance doesn't do it. And she's gonna push that. Wall's gonna push that button to kill her, but she's like, brother, brother. And her brother uses her powers on him, and he's able to get her heart back. Whatever, something like that. So they start attacking the city, trying to take over the world. And Waller then calls on the task force. Yeah, at first they just test them at first. Like when they give Will Smith the gun, you sure you want to give me a gun? I do like the scene where he's like shooting a gun. He's about to shoot the guy in the face. He's like, I want to see my daughter, and I want to do this. I want to get out of here. It's like, they're in a new negotiation. I'm talking not to you, bitch. I'm talking to your boss. Hmm. Talking about Amanda Waller. Yeah. And Red Flag pretty much says, like, you piss me off, you try to escape, you die. You try to do this, you die. You do this, you die. And Harley's like, I have a question. Like, shut up. You know. But they all get changed. Harley just nearly undresses, and every guy looks at her. She's like, what? Yeah. And they're like, oh, nothing. And, she talks to Dish. I was like, why do you have that suit? You like wearing it? Nope, because people die usually when I do. But I like wearing it. I like the hunt. Even though, Floyd Line, he is a anti-hero. Well, I would say villain. Because he enjoys the hunt. But what happened is he got caught by Batman. I mean, yeah, he does go hits. He just hits kills because he enjoys the hunt, but he doesn't kill women or children because he has, like I said, he has a daughter, and him and his daughter's hanging out. Batman. Ben Affleck has two cameos in here. Well, you see him three times. First of all, is his Batman. It's like Floyd, I want this for your daughter, and he tries to shoot Batman, but Batman like punches him out, and but not fully. His dish tries to get the gun to shoot Batman, and then he gives up. That's how he ends up in the jail where he's at. And Harley, she, her history is Darby. I'm sorry, I just go over my reviews. Darby Harley Gwynzel. She was a psychiatrist to treat the Joker, but Joker seduced her, and then like she fell in love with him. There's a scene, I just don't like the look of the Joker in here. I think Jared Leto is the worst. He's just annoying and irritating to listen to. He's like, all that chat's gonna get you nowhere. You know, huh? Huh? He's got like a grin in his hand. He's like, like, Joker, you lucky man. You're a lucky man. You got a bad bitch. He's like, oh, yeah. He's the fire in my loins, the guts of my glory. Let me introduce the infamous. I don't know. You know. It's like, Holly, baby, come here. You belong to him now. You belong to him. He's like, Joker, I don't want to be. You don't want no beef with me. This guy doesn't want to beef here. Joker, I'm like, Mr. J, and Joker just shoots him dead. Joker's laughing, enjoying himself having a good time. And they see Batman. He's like, oh, we got a visitor. And she's like, see Bat, see. Like, Batman, you're ruining a date night. And shoots the top. And even though Harley goes in the water, Batman jumps in the water to save her. First, Harley tries to get a knife as a knife, and is like, you know, stab Batman. Batman like punches her out, and then she ends up in jail. And it was cool to see Ben Affleck for a short time in the movie. Yeah, but the squad then get to meet each other. Gallut is wonder that he doesn't want to raise his hand. They find out that he had a family and that he accidentally killed his family by using his powers, or just lost it completely, and doesn't want to. He gave up willingly, setting his house on fire and killing his own family. Yeah, But they grab the squad, they pass them out, knock them out. Excuse me. And of course, Killer Croc. Yeah. They get joined by Slipknot and Katana. Say, sorry I'm late. And they don't want to mess with her. Croc those up. But the Joker, who's searching for Harley, he's like, where is she? We're going to find her, boss. You know, they, they torture one of the men. And this line where he says, I really want to show you my toys. Like, that's good. And Joker's like touching him, like getting him, like, that's kind of gayish, if you ask me. Why you rubbing and touching on his shoulders and stuff? Honestly didn't think his Joker was intimidating. It seemed like he was going to make out with him. At least Heath Ledger's Joker I thought was menacing. He put a knife in your mouth and say, you want to know how I got these scars? Yeah. At least Heath Ledger was menacing. Jack Nicholson's Joker, they didn't need to really touch you. He's on the guy, like, getting on top, sitting in his lap and being like, I'm like, are you going to kiss him or something? Yeah. Are you really going to show him your toys? Yeah. But they torture him. They find a location where the nanobombs were made. The Joker and his men, they kidnap the wife of the scientist, invented them, and they blackmail him. So Joker, disables the bomb for Joker to free her. I guess Joker like shoots him. No Joker he'd kill him, of course, Joker. But you know, again, just the whole thing with the grill and teeth. You need to get flashback scenes of when he's testing Harley and he's arguing with her. He's like, the point of testing, like, he was saying, if you don't think you're crazy, bottom line, would you die for me? You know, and the shark calls Harleen a bitch, and so Harleen kills him dead. He throws her in the chemicals where he became Joker, and they have a laugh. You know. Then the Enchantress, he senses the squad's approach and attacks our helicopter, causes it to crash. They have to proceed on, so they all have to walk on foot. Skip, not by the way, good actor, but useless in here. I mean, to his character. Him Boomerang try to escape, but don't succeed as Slipknot, whatever the character's name, he gets his head blown off. Yeah, this flag activates it. Then a short while later, the team encounters a beast of a swarm of Venture's minions. Well, honestly, oh my god, they're like awful CGI. At least Guardians of the Galaxy, all three movies have better looking CGI special effects. Even the Avengers movies did. Yeah, but in this movie, the Enchanters they look like giant worms. You know, even if you've seen the movie Spy Kids, remember the tall minions that have like thumbs? They look better than this. And here it's just awful CGI. It's them fighting, but I do like the scene uh, where Deadshot is shooting them, where he's just pop 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 using guns and all the rest. That was a cool scene. I did enjoy that. You know, and they continue onwards. They reach their endpoint in a high rise building. Uh, Meanwhile, Harley does get text from Joker saying that he's on her way. That he's gonna pick her up. They get to their jet and then Waller herself. They try to confront Waller about what she's put a bomb in. She's like, "Don't make me do it." So I will. Yeah, and I don't know why Waller's staying in the city since and Temptress does, by the way, get her hands on her. Mm-hmm. Waller calls for an extraction, but it's been commanded by the Joker and his gang. Eventually, they shoot some of the men down. Harley was like, "Well, see ya." Harley jumps and she tells Deadshot, "You'll be able to see your daughter again if you shoot and kill her." And he doesn't shoot her and kill her. I guess he misses on purpose. So I missed. I missed. I'm like, oh, he's supposed to care for her. Harley is just annoying the group, talking to them, blabbering on. For some reason, I don't care. You can just say she's crazy. She's for no reason, just hits a breaks the window, steals a purse. It's bad guys. It's what we do. I'm like, her voice just irritates me. Yeah, I can't stand that New York accent, you know. And by the way, I think she's an Australian actress. Her accent is New York accent is terrible. Yeah, but Harley gets away, gets to the Joker, but Amanda Waller has another helicopter that shoots them down. Her Joker gonna go, but Joker, you can presume Joker dies. And I was hoping Harley was gonna die too, but no, they live. Yeah, fan service continues. Yeah, yeah. I know you have the scene where they go into the building. You know when Harley's beating some of them with a stick. And people are like, "That's a badass." Say, no, it's not. Black Widow fighting all the men. That was badass. Talking about Iron Man 2. Her spraying a guy. Yeah, I've seen a lot more badass stuff. Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch is more of a badass than this Harley Quinn. Because with her powers and stuff, she's very cool, and she can do some damage to you. You know, if you make her mad. You know, and she's a better villain as Scarlet Witch. And Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is more of a threat and scary. You know. Anyway, I don't know why Deadshot had to mess him like Deadshot. It's like you don't have no character moments. Yeah. Like you do have some good character moments, or character developments. This film doesn't have that. They have that in Guardians of the Galaxy. That's why I cared. But Harley goes back to them saying, "Hey guys, I'm back with you." Hey, crazy girl to give her back her baseball bat. Waller gets kidnapped. I don't know what Waller was doing. I don't know why Waller didn't get out of Dodge. She do the hotel. She's not that smart. You think you can control the Enchantress? I do like the line. She's like, "Do your worst, bitch." But but the thing is, you think you can control this witch, but you can't. Yes, we have plenty of movies where somebody tries to control the situation and you can't. Yeah, old man was smart. Yeah, and smart enough to not to hide that heart in a certain place where Enchantress can never find it. You know. Yeah, and you're just there in the city where Enchantress is. Instead, Enchantress just she gets more minions by giving them a kiss and just doing a dance. Why don't you do the Macarena? Yeah. So she starts to destroy Earth technical faculties, rekindle humanity's faith in the supernatural rather than machines. Deadshot finds out about Waller had these documents. Confronts Flag that Flag tells him about his relationship, about his girlfriend being the Enchantress, possessed by her, and they just give up. I'm like, really? They just go have a drink and a beer. Let's just say beer. Where the thing is they're gonna blame this on us. They're gonna say it was our fault. We're the bad guys. They're trying to have some character moments. Again, I didn't care in here. That's when the guy Diablo tells a story. Blah blah blah. I don't care. I don't care about any of these characters really. I like Will Smith. He's trying. He seems to give the only one here that's trying to actually give a good performance. Guys, I know what Will Smith would do. I do think I don't like the whole fact that he slapped Chris Rock. I do think it was wrong, but Will Smith is a good actor. He is. He's really good. I liked him in Hancock. I had some problems with that movie, but I still do enjoy it. Yeah. But villains don't give up. I mean, superheroes, yeah, heroes give up, but villains don't. Villains never give up. They just don't say, "Oh, we quit. Let's go have a drink." No, they want to stop the Enchantress and kill her. Even though they're villains, they don't want to take over the world. They don't want to kill a whole bunch of people. They want the world to be arrested so that they continue enjoying committing the crimes that they do. But they shouldn't hesitate to want to go kill Enchantress. That's what a villain would do. You know, because villains kill. Yeah. And then Rick Flag comes sit there with them and gives them the letters. Like, you had letters from her daughter the whole time. Because I promise you get to see her more after this. If you do me this favor. Yeah. Boomerang, Captain Boomerang puts one of his disc or whatever. That's why they call him Captain Boomerang because he can throw a boomerang with it. He puts like a little radio on it, a little camera on it to see what the insurance is at a little more. But her brother sees it, like uses his power on it, just disables it. But the remains of Flags Man, I guess, who got either killed by Enchantress's minions, whatever, her worm like minions. They, kill Croc, go underwater. They plant a bomb beneath the Increditus to kill the brother. Then they fight the Enchantress forces, and all she does is just dance, like, join me, join me. She's able to get into their minds, like Deadshot can see his daughter more. Riffly can get his girlfriend back. Harley could be with Mr. J, living normal lives, being with her pudding. She calls him. Tries to play, and Diablo's like, no, no, you know, you know, you're not gonna do this to my friends. He's like, I've lost one family, I'm not gonna lose this family. I'm like, what? I'm sorry, I don't buy them being a family here when he says that. Like, dude, you know these people what for what? A couple hours? And you're already calling them family. You know them for like what, 2 hours at least, 3 hours? Feels like over 2 hours. You know these people, and now you're saying they're my friends. These are my friends. You know, go tell my friends, my family. I'm like, what? The thing is, and Diablo apparently he can turn the giant's fire entity or whatever he turns into it, and the CGI is awful, and he fights with stubbornness, and I guess for real sad. I didn't feel any sadness for death. I didn't care. There's no character development in here. Guardians of the Galaxy, when Groot said we are Groot, when he died, and I felt when Rocket Raccoon was sad, I nearly cried myself when that scene happened. And when he wanted to go attack, or when he was crying, and he, you know, Drax like pets his head to say it's okay, like pets Rocket. That was a sad moment. It was sad when Groot sacrificed himself to save the Guardians from blowing up on the ship. But here when Diablo does it, it's nothing. You know, Harley tries to do it, but it gives her a chance. She cuts her heart out with a sword. Flag crushes the heart. It kills the Enchantress and filling June. It frees June, but Waller emerges. I don't know how she got out of the situation. Last time I saw her, she was like up on the. I'm like, okay, apparently Enchantress just didn't want to kill her, I guess. But they have to go back to they have to go back to Belle Reve and reduce 10 years of her sentence. Yeah, Harley Quinn gets to relax, gets a espresso of coffee. Deadshot gets to see his daughter more often. Gets to be with her a couple hours more in a day, whatever. And Subject 45 was like, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here. Croc is just watching TV, relaxing. Yeah. But of course, spoiler alert, the Joker's alive. Yes. Spoilers are the Joker's alive. You hear a gunshot go off in the prison. He's like, "Here, honey, it's me. Let's go home." Gives her a hug, and then the movie ends there. And meanwhile, Amanda Waller she meets up with Bruce Wayne. Yes, Ben Affleck. This time, just not as Batman twice as we see him in the movie, but the third time when we see him as just Bruce Wayne, Batman's alter ego, of course. Given government files with data on his metahumans and protection from investigations to what happened in Midway City, specifically, for Barry Allen, aka The Flash, and Arthur Curry, aka Aquaman. This is setting up for Justice League, and he tells her, "You better shut down your Suicide Squad, or me and my team will do it." For my Justice League force, and the movie ends there, and that's Suicide Squad. So let me get my final opinion on this movie. Oh, why I hated the film. I don't like Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, but I'm gonna give that Ultimate Edition a check. I'm not gonna. I probably did watch the director's cut of this movie or extended cut, whatever. I could hardly care to watch. Yeah. Oh, extended cuts on Blu-ray disc. which I watched, but I don't really care to watch either version. To me, both versions of the film suck. Why? Because number one, the film should have been rated R and should have given a better story and a better villain. I didn't like Enchantress. I didn't care about most of the characters. I did not like the cast. Of one, I do think Warner Brothers did an few, but I do blame David Ayer too because I'm like, you did some of the writing, dude. You were also the writer on this film, and I'm sorry. I still think, regardless they were involved, they still want to make this PG-13. I don't even like the poster of this movie. Even the poster looks lame. It really felt like this film was rushed, like because again, Captain America Civil War came out. You've had the Avengers by this point, Avengers, Age of Ultron, that making billions of dollars box office. So I do think the studio wants to rush this out there and make it PG-13 because they're going to think this is going to make $1 billion, so they just rush these films out there. Yeah, you should have set the movie up, but what Marvel did is they set their movies up ahead. They take time to build the characters. Like, this was August, and a couple, I would say like 2 months after this, 2 months after this movie came out, 2016, we got Doctor Strange, and I didn't see that. I wish I saw that in theaters. Doctor Strange was a better movie. Okay, yeah, you can be confused by it a little bit, but still, it had a better, interesting story and better special effects. The villain wasn't that great, but the villain, I forget the villain's name, but I mean, I knew the actor who plays him from James Bond, Le Chiffre, who played Le Chiffre from Casino Royale. Yeah, they could have worked better with him, but he wasn't a crappy villain like Enchantress was. First of all, I do like Will Smith in the movie. He's the best character in the movie. Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, I thought she was good, but her actions I think were stupid in the movie. No reason to set up the squad at all. Just because they said that the next Superman might come in there, so we might need somebody to back it up like a villain. So I'm like, no really reason to have the Suicide Squad here yet. Well, because Superman died. It just really feels forced. I don't like Jared Leto's Joker. He's they underused Joker. He doesn't have much screen time. He doesn't do anything. You just see him here and there in the movie a little bit. And I don't like that he's like a gangster and we see the tattoos and it's just Joker gangster, I call him. Gangster Joker and with the grilled teeth and the because every time he talks, his teeth and it's chattering up. It's like you see the chatter of the teeth. I'm like, like all that chat's gonna get you nowhere. You know, just stupid lines of dialogue. You know, and gaily touching men half the time, just rubbing and touching the finger. I'm like, why are you rubbing? I don't. If I see Joker, I don't say if he's gonna touch somebody, he needs to kill him. You know, hell, fucking Jack Nicholson's Joker after shaking hands with a guy with a buzzer and basically killing him and turning him into a corpse. Skeleton black corpse. Just walks into his like he's like, you are a repetitious bastard, and I'm glad you're dead. Yeah. Jack Nicholson's more insane. Heath Ledger is more. Yeah, because Michael J. White he cut into his mouth. Killed him. You know. Yeah, and he's more menacing. And so is Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix, even if you don't like Joker 2, at least I love the first Joker movie, and he's a good job as Arthur. When he grabs Randall and he stabs him with the fucking scissors, yeah, he stabs him, he keeps you know. This Joker just sits on you, just will slap you, rub on you, you know, kills you in such a stupid way. You know. Again, I don't like the look of the Joker in here. This is the worst Joker ever, in my opinion. And I like Killer Croc. They had to play Killer Croc. He's fine, but I can't understand him. I do like the makeup, but and I did like the Katana character. Katana, she was interesting, you know. But I don't have time to feel for any of these characters because this movie has no time to breathe. It just goes from point A to point B, point C real quick. Joe Kinnaman, I didn't care for him. I don't like Margaret Robbie. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people do, but I was annoyed by her. I can't stand this actress. I've always thought she was overrated in my opinion. I've never liked her at all. I don't get it. Jared Courtney, I didn't like him either. Jay Hernandez, the skip lope guy that can climb, yeah, climb walls and stuff. He gets his head blown off. His character serves no purpose. Yeah, yeah. The directing, the writing is bad. The editing, the action scenes are lame. They're so PG-13. They watered down to PG-13. There should be a lot of blood and gore in there, and they don't show it in this movie. Matter of fact, is they hide it. You know, the movie cuts away from it. Cinematography, I don't even like the look of the film. The look of the film is ugly. The action scenes, the editing is terrible. It's PG-13 shotly, and you know the way her minions look, and Enchantress's villain that just dances. Her minions look terrible. She just kisses all of them to turn evil. Okay, I don't remember the music or the soundtrack. Some of the songs are nice, but it doesn't make it good. You're just trying to be Guardians of the Galaxy, and you fail. This is not Guardians of the Galaxy. You're trying to be like this. You're trying to order PG-13. This is Suicide Squad. You've got to change it. You've got to be completely different. Make it more rated R. Take Joker out of the movie. Take Batman out of the movie. Just focus it on being Suicide Squad. Focus it on being rated R. You need Suicide Squad to be rated R. Because, yeah, they're super villains, but by the time when they come Suicide Squad, they're like anti-heroes that do kill. And they are villains. You have to make villains rated R. Any movies with villains, any starring villain, has to be rated R. Can't be G-13, no. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work. And even anti-heroes like Ghost Rider you can't make PG-13. Spirit of Vengeance sucked. You know, Blade Trinity sucked, in my opinion, just because it was so boring. This film was boring. I fell asleep, this whole movie. And yeah, the action wasn't that exciting, in my opinion, and the film was just lame. I like some moments with Deadshot and some of the soundtrack, and I like the Katana character, and I like Killer Croc, but I couldn't understand what the heck he was saying half the time. And I didn't like I didn't like Harley Quinn in this movie. That's my Harley Quinn is the '90s, the late Harley Sorkin. I can't say her name right, but the actress who passed away a couple years ago, she's my Harley Quinn. The '90s Harley Quinn, it's my Harley Quinn. This is not. Oh, they just butchered the character, in my opinion. Yes, they did. In my opinion, they did. I hated this movie. It was boring. It's awful. It's one of the worst superhero films out there, in my opinion. Is it the worst ever? No, but I would definitely say it's one of the worst because the story's not good. Making it PG-13, it's a mess of a movie. It feels like a rushed movie. Doing reshoots did not work for this film. So I did either way, I think the film, regardless, the film still would have sucked because they rushed it out there. You didn't need a Suicide Squad. They should have just waited to 2021 in the first place. But again, like I said, DC's rushing, trying to catch up Marvel. Because I think Marvel was doing well at the time, making money. They're thinking, we can do it too, so they rush. But Marvel was successful. You know why? DCU, Warner Brothers, probably won't ever hear me, because they took their time with the characters. They take their time with their movies. They don't rush it. You have to take time. You know, you rush these things out, and yeah, and it just the result is not going to be good. You know, I just want to read some. Yeah, well, the sequel came out time around COVID-19 as well, and so it took time. Yeah, the film did lead Justice League, of course, being Bruce Wayne at the end. Yes, I don't get the praise for Margot Robbie's character. She's the only thing about this movie that gets praised, and I don't understand why, but that's just me. Well, Joe Kinnaman can complain all you want. Joe Kinnaman, you're not that good of an actor. You sucked as RoboCop. Joe Kinnaman, I'm sorry, I don't buy him as a badass. He's just a bland, forgettable actor. You know, yeah. And again, I hated this movie. This was boring to watch. It's a film I never want to watch again. I'll just watch the sequel. That was a lot more entertaining than this. Just watch the Suicide Squad sequel. Watch Batman Assault on Arkham. Despite the title, it is a Suicide Squad movie, I would say. And watch Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, which came out in 2018, anime movie. Trust me, those are a lot better. If you want to see, avoid this. So far, the worst Suicide Squad film I've seen. If it's a Suicide Squad film, this is definitely the worst. So much better. Need to be more bloodier, more R-rated, and need to have more balls. Yeah. Deadpool came out the same year and was successful. Deadpool proves that you can still have the character rated R, which it should be. Blade 2, The Punisher 1989, The Punisher 2004, and even, 2004. Warzone was a cartoon and sucked, but at least it was rated R. Those are the first two Punisher movies, because it works that way. You gotta have these characters, these villains, anti-heroes, whatever you want to call them now in this movie. This was they pretty much are villains and anti-heroes team, basically. It needs to be when you're dealing with an anti-hero or a movie that has a villain, it has to be rated R. No matter how controversial it can get, it just has to be that way. You just have to stay true to the character, and this film does not. That's the problem with this movie. It's boring, it's lame, it's forgettable. Yeah, it's just a failure. Yeah, it might have made the money, but not as much as Captain America Civil War. Civil War made $1 billion. A lot more than this. Yeah, probably made more out of the shadows too, but still, regardless, both films suck because you just don't have a good story. This problem is the story I didn't care about. And the film is boring. I don't want to be bored watching a Suicide Squad movie. I want an actual great movie that's R rated and has a good, interesting story. The Suicide Squad from 2021 had a good story. And it's a shame it didn't do well at the box office because I think of COVID at the time. Yeah, but despite that, it deserved it. I don't like John Cena though. John Cena's overrated too. And of course, Margot comes back. Yay! I look so forward to watching Birds of Prey. I know me and my friend Ashley Greer from Entertainment Fanatic Reviews are gonna go see that at that movie theater, driving movie theater one night. I went with him. She did it on his channel a couple years back. Was it? I think it was 2020. We went to go do that. Just hanging out. I was in Georgia, and when I was living in Georgia at the time, but we saw it was Spies in Disguise, which, funny enough, Will Smith does a voice in that movie. So anyway, but Suicide Squad, awful movie. My rating for this film, I'm gonna give this film 1 out of 5 because I like some of the soundtrack. I like Will Smith. I liked Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, and I liked Killer Croc. That's about it. Other than that, I hate this movie. Yeah, film I could just never stand to watch again. But and a thumbs down for Suicide Squad. And my rating for the film is 1 out of 5 stars. And next, guys, I don't have this movie. Two more 2016 reviews, guys, and then we will have the years 2017 is next, 2018, and then 2019. So almost 3 more years to go for the 2010 superhero review. So I'm getting close to being done. And then when I do get done, I'll be doing another Finally Cook update video, a Finally Cook update video, and talking about the 2020 superhero movies that I'm going to review. Let's see. Okay. Hopefully the movie speaks in English. This is a superhero film based on the action figure line. The next superhero, sorry, that will be Max Steel. Yes, which I've heard bad things about this movie, so I don't know. But I did review before this movie came out in September. After this, in August, September, you have Batman Unlimited Max versus Mutants, which I reviewed already on my other channel, and Batman Returns to Cape. That's when the late Adam West reward, and it was a year before 2017, before Adam West's death. That movie came out on October 10th. Instead of Batman Unlimited Max versus I'm gonna share my reviews of those if you know my thoughts on those movies. So, but Max Steel will be the next review. So thankfully it's free on TV. So maybe I'll watch it today. Maybe. I don't know yet. But anyway, guys, uh, let me know what you think of Suicide Squad 2016 down below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? If you like the film, more power to you. I don't understand why, but that's just me. But tell me in the comments down below, guys, what do you think of this film in your opinion? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Oh, and then after Max still, last 2016 will be one more revisit review, one more Marvel review, one more revisit review. That'll be Doctor Strange. I don't know when. I got my work schedule days. It could be no, it can't be the weekend. I might be busy on the weekend because I have to work, go to Walmart, and do some other things on the weekend too, and then I have work next week on next week. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to, sorry, without hurting my mouth here, next week I'm thinking Friday, this Friday, I'm gonna have to. I think next Friday's the 16th or something like that. Anyway, Doctor Strange will be probably next Friday. Yeah, stay tuned for that, guys. Stay tuned for more reviews, and let me know what you think of Suicide Squad down below. And if you like Margot Robbie, that's cool. Bottom line, if you love this movie, that's fine. More power to you. I don't get it. We can agree to disagree. To each his own. So tell me in the comments down below. Yeah, my rating for this film is 1 out of 5 stars. And tell me, guys, in the comments down below, what do you think of this film in your opinion? Do you like it or do you hate it? Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Bye.